And so ends a 182-day streak. As I drove home yesterday, I opened the fridge and I saw something that I wasn't expecting to see. It was the green smoothie maker with the green smoothie still in it from Friday morning. Got home yesterday and I realized that I had made my green smoothie, but I had not drunk it. And it had found its way and been moved into the fridge. And for a moment, I hoped that somebody else had made a green smoothie and they had placed it in there. But alas, I opened it and it was clearly my own green smoothie from Friday morning, not drunk. And this ended the last 182 days before that, where I had consumed a green smoothie every day. In fact, a little bit more than that. I had trained every day, meditated every day. I had stacked every day, which is confronting my own stories about my life. I had sent a text message to at least 2 people in my life. I had studied each day and commented on another man's life. Over the last 2 or 3 weeks, the commenting stopped and I shifted it to going live. And this was a little concerning because when I opened the fridge, I wanted to hope that somebody else had made it. And when it was clear that that was not the case, I was then confronted with a choice because I had marked the green smoothie as being drunk. And at that point, I could have continued and pretended that I did drink it. But there's a big difference between making and drinking. Making, yes, required. But in order to score the points, it had to be drunk. And it wasn't drunk. For a moment there, I thought about not ending the streak. You see the temptation here? Just to let this little lie go by and continue the streak. But I would know that it was not the truth, that it was bullshit, that it was a lie, that I made it up, that I did not drink the green smoothie. And it's only a small thing. Green smoothie, who cares? Whatever. But what's important and far more valuable than a streak, or even whether the green smoothie got drunk or not for my body, what is far more valuable to me is my integrity. My integrity. And so I unmarked the tracker, the checkbox that said drank a green smoothie. It doesn't say that, it actually says fuel. But for my purposes right now, it's consuming a green smoothie. It could be something else. Could be tracking my food. It could be eating something else or doing something else around nutrition. But for all intents and purposes, it was set up as a green smoothie. And so the question is, many people would think that this is okay. Well, just lie. Just pretend it didn't happen. It's only a small thing. Keep your streak going. It was a mistake. You did mean to drink it. You just didn't do it. Surely intention and the actual act are the same thing. Are they not? Well, no, they're not. There's the intention. There's the making. But if the green smoothie was not drunk, then it is of no avail. It didn't get done. And the danger is that the small little things that get lied about and pretended about start showing up in other areas of my life. And it may not seem very much. You will find in the world that this is extremely common. In our patients, there's lying going on. Maybe you feel it sometimes. But here's the tricky thing. If you lie, then you will not call your patients on their lies. Why? Because you're scared of being exposed. You're scared of them saying, well, what about you, doctor? Do you do this? And so you will not call them, even though you can sense it. So the small lies and the big lies. And I had to change my behavior because it was common practice to let little things go through, to bill the 19-minute, 50-second appointment as a 36 and not a 23. To say that someone did have bipolar or schizophrenia for the Seroquel script or the olanzapine script when they did not. And so tidying these things up meant being willing to confront difficult conversations. It's much easier just to let this stuff go by. Take the money, take the extra $30. The government perhaps will not notice it, but perhaps they will. But whether they notice it or not, you are giving up something of very high value for something of relatively low value. Let's say you got the $30 or you didn't have to confront the patient, have the fight and say, hey, no, this isn't on the PBS. But what you gave up, your integrity. And that is worth far more than $30. You see, when you lie, it means that you live in a land of fantasy. You tell yourself things that are not true. I weigh 90 kilos when really you weigh 99. I trained yesterday when you did not. But eventually life keeps the score. Life knows whether you did or did not train. Life knows whether you did or did not lie. And when you are committed to the truth, then something very interesting opens up. The possibility to own where you are right now. And say, hey, this is where I am. Ugly, bad, disappointing, whatever it is. This is where I am right now. I was awake at 2 o'clock this morning. So came back from the financial planning meeting and our failure to act, my failure to execute on a property investment that's now potentially $350,000, $400,000 more valuable. And just wondering how it didn't get signed, how it didn't happen. I want to blame my wife. I'm pretty sure there were conversations. She got cold feet and I allowed that. Didn't realize what today would look like. You see, the investment could have gone wrong as well. Might have been $200,000 down. But it was not. They told us to buy it. Our financial advisors told us to buy it. They were like, buy this property. And Emma actually fought for it. She was like, I want to be in on that deal. She was fighting for it. They gave it to her and said, yep, there's one left. Do you want it? Yes. And then when it came to actually signing, sabotaged ourselves. But that's the truth of the matter. That's the facts. The apartment's now gone up from $650,000 to $1 million. $350,000, maybe $1,050,000. They're not complete yet, but they'll be done in April 2024. And it would have been possible to immediately sell. But right now it's not. Why not? Because we didn't take the action and the time machine is broken. I cannot go back. But that is the fact. I'd love to pretend. Would I? Would I perhaps love to pretend, oh, I wish we did this deal and it's gone up, but it will all be lies. It'll all be bullshit. And what it allows me to do by being committed to the truth is say, hey, this is where we are. This is the situation. And from this situation, choose where to go. Where's the opportunity to expand? Given this situation, where to next? And what's the path to walk there? What are the steps that I've got to do? This is a path for you. This is a path for me. This is a path for your patients. This is a path for my patients. With their health, with their relationships, with their meditation, with their relationship with God, with their businesses, with their money games. All of these responsibilities that we have on the material plane, on this earthly plane. But the difference between being able to create a future that is bigger and brighter and more amazing than you can imagine right now requires the ability to own where I am now, where you are now. Without this, it's all based on fantasy. You never get there. It's like, I want to go to Melbourne, but I'm pretending to be in Sydney when I'm actually in Brisbane. And you book the flights from Sydney, except you're in Brisbane, and you show up to the airport and there's no booking. You booked from the wrong place and you cannot get on that flight. And this is exactly the same as the lies. So the streak ended. The streak ended. Careless moments of not ensuring that it was done. So from now on, increase my attention to detail. Continue to execute on the habits, the elite habits that lead to a better tomorrow by executing today. If you want some help with this, head over to GraduateMedicine.com and sign up for the Clinical Certainty Training.